Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Judy Julin. I'm very, very pleased today to welcome MariaLoya as my guest. She's telling you all about this incredible summer camp. When I heard about it, I just had to share it. It's the most amazing information for our future leaders to learn and play and grow together through what Maria and her team have put together. So let me tell you a little bit about MariaLoya. She has 25 years experience in public policy, development, advocacy, nonprofit management, community organizing, and leadership on a range of issues affecting civil rights, land use, education, consumer protection, and environmental justice. All things that we want our children and our future leaders to learn about. In 2019, Maria established Holistic Strategies Coaching and Consulting LLC to help prepare the next generation of progressive leaders by assisting in awakening their power of creation. As a certified professional coach, she has consulted with nonprofit organizations, unions, foundations, and social and economic justice networks. With the belief that effective community change requires more than strategic planning, she provides teams with exercises to promote mindfulness, well-being, and sustainability while strengthening organizational capacity and building a strong people's movement that can create transformative community change. Maria has partnered with PICO Youth and Family Center to put together a social justice and mindfulness summer camp for kids ages 8 to 13. The goal of the summer camp is to provide critical thinking and leadership skills to participants while providing a fun and safe environment. You can understand why she resonates so much with me. She's very active in her community, advocating for voting rights, racial and environmental justice, and anti-gentrification land use policies. Maria is known for her unwavering desire for fairness and social justice. She started her journey for justice as an organizer with PODER, which stands for People Organized for the Defense of Earth and Her Resources, advocating for environmental justice. Maria is the wife of Santa Monica Council member Oscar De La Torre and a mother of 2 boys, Emiliano and Fidel. Beautiful names. She enjoys spending time with her family, outdoors, and connecting with nature. Welcome, Maria, and how are you? And give us a little update on what's going on in your life today.
I'm doing well. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity so that I can share this information on this wonderful summer camp that's been going. This is our 4th annual social justice and mindfulness summer camp. So I've been busy preparing for the camp, which starts on July the 5th and runs through the month of July. So I've been really busy preparing for that. But we're really excited to get started this year. And I'm excited to tell you more about it.
Well, I must give you a little background. Maria and I got to know each other probably 5 or 6 years ago, and she has impressed me then, and I didn't realize it was she who's doing this incredible summer camp. I'm a student of the Constitution now, and I thought, boy, I wish there was a way to engender this information into our fertile young minds of the youth. And here, Maria has done this in a summer camp. And when I heard about it, I said, oh my, Maria, we've got to get together. Let me know more about it. And this is really, really powerful because it's learning through play. And that's what we at Wow Learning Lab are all about, learning through play, but learning about things that are really germane in our world today. So tell us, Maria, how the Social Justice and Mindfulness Summer Camp originated.
This is our 4th annual summer camp. So basically about 4 years ago, I have 2 boys, and I was looking for summer camps for them, and they were all full, because I was a working mom at that point, and I missed the deadlines, right? And so, and summer camps are so expensive as well, so I figured, well, why don't we just do our own summer camp? My husband at the time was running a youth center here in Santa Monica called the Pico Youth and Family Center. So we had the space, and we're like, let's just start our own summer camp, and let's focus on providing kids with critical thinking and leadership skills, um, as well as exposing them to new technologies. So we put together this summer camp, called Social Justice and Mindfulness Summer Camp. And I wanted to make sure that the children not only got information that they generally wouldn't get in school, but that they also became more mindful and self-aware, and that they would learn tools that they could use, especially if they felt a little anxious, or but more importantly, provide them with the knowledge that how powerful they are as human beings, and their ability to um, create a new world, right? And so that's one of the things that I wanted to do. Not only did I want to bestow that on my children, but I wanted to make sure that other children had that information, had the knowledge and the exercises, so that they can step into their power as creators. So that's what led me to create this social justice summer camp, and really what influenced it is my background as a community organizer and strategist, and you know and then more recently, as a life coach, you know learning all of these self-awareness and mindfulness tools. I felt it was important, especially in the world today. I think it's important for children to be knowledgeable of these kinds of tools and exercises, so when they go through difficult times, they have those tools at hand. So
Today's audience, welcome to the 21st century curriculum that Maria has put together with her team. It's so incredible. This is so important, Maria. And we just want to get the word out. So you've talked about what the students will be learning. What are some really powerful takeaways that you want to equip them with after this fun summer camp experience?
right. Well, so every summer we have a different theme, right? So this year's theme is the US Constitution, right? So we want kids to walk away from this camp not only gaining more knowledge about our Constitution, but also being able to apply it to what's happening now, right? So that's one thing, is this information about our Constitution, about the Bill of Rights, right? As Americans. So that's one. I think the other thing is the critical thinking, right? Which is a key element of our summer camp. We want kids to be critical thinkers, not just followers, right? And to be able to look at a situation, taking into account different sides, right? The pros and the cons of whatever situation is presenting. So that's the other thing, critical thinking skills, as well as leadership skills. Now, what do I mean when I say leadership skills, right? Well, aside from just the critical thinking, but also public speaking, right? Being able to articulate what you're thinking, and research skills is another thing that we teach kids to do. So whatever, this is primarily a project-based learning approach, right? So For instance, as I mentioned before, we're doing the US Constitution. So kids, not only will they learn about our Constitution, but we're going to engage in role play so that they're applying what they're learning, right? Kids will also be doing their own podcasts, right? So in order for them to do the podcast, they need to do the research. They need to understand the subject, right? So so they're going to be, that's one of the things that they're going to also learn is how to put together a podcast. In the youth center, we have a recording studio. We have consultants that will help students with music production, learning the different software programs, as well as filmmaking. We have a filmmaker, filmmaking consultants that will teach children, whoever, if kids feel comfortable being in front of the camera, or if kids don't feel comfortable being in front of the camera, they'll be behind the camera. All kids will have a role, right? And so that's another thing that they'll take away is like how putting into practice their thoughts, their what they're thinking, and creating something with that, right? Which I think is so important. It is the power of creation, right? So we're going to have kids exercise that power of creation. They're going to be doing music videos. I don't know if you're familiar, if you remember Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna show the kids the different videos on the Schoolhouse Rock, right? I believe in the 70s and 80s, there were these cartoons that taught us about the Constitution, the U.S. Revolution, and everything. So we're going to show these kids these videos, and then they're going to have to do their own video, more updated, right? So so we want them to take away or leave the summer camp with knowledge, experience on technology, how to apply the knowledge to what's happening now, and do it in a fun way as well.
What I love, Maria, is the relevancy of what you're doing, and you bring in high technology and high touch. I call it high tech, high touch education. It's the best of technology. You're bringing in video production. You're bringing in, all kinds of gaming, and then you're bringing it into what's really relevant for today's world, which is we are creators. We have a voice. We are critically thinking, and we are speaking out. Right. And here's a thought, although you've already said it, I'd love to hear it in your own words, Maria, how your social justice camp is different from other camps.
Right. Well, what makes us unique is that we blend mindfulness, self-awareness, social justice. And when I talk about social justice, I mean about the issues affecting us as human beings, right? And providing them with the tools to be active in that process. If something is affecting us, what can we do? So providing the children with these kinds of tools, how to use your voice, right? How to take action, how to organize people to come together to speak in unison, to make positive change, right? So, and using technology as well, and while having fun, right? So I've done some research, and I haven't found another camp like ours I don't know in the country, but in LA or in the state of California. We haven't seen that kind of camp before. Well, that's open to everybody, right? I understand that there might be some camps like that, but they're very close. This camp is open to everyone, right? So that's one of the things that makes us unique. We're preparing future leaders, right? And we're doing it in a fun way, right? It's not just a summer camp where you just drop off your kids and they're just having, sports, or not to say that that's bad. I think that's great, but this is specific. This camp is about preparing future leaders, right? That's what makes this camp unique.
And that sentence alone, Maria Loya, is so powerful in today's world. And by the way, I've spent my most of my adult life in the realm of educational reform and empowerment of youth. I have never come across anyone that's doing, and I've been all over the world, that's doing what you're doing with your summer camp. And I think it's magnificent. I'm going to support you in any way that I can, because, by the way, this is the future school. And before we leave each other, I want you to talk a little bit about your dream of having a school. Can you imagine having schools based on interest-led, student-centric, relevant, empowering, creator-making curriculum that's fun and play-based with people that really have the children at their heart, and it's really about the children. What is the, I know the theme is the Constitution this year, and can you tell me a little bit about the cost and how that works?
Sure. So, we want to make the summer camp affordable for participants. So, first of all, I want to say that we provide scholarships. So we won't deny anyone due to cost, right? However, we do have a limit, which is 22 students. So, but there's plenty of space at this moment. I'd like to just give the parents or folks that are watching just kind of a sense of what goes on during the day.
Awesome.
Right?
Let's do that. Yes.
Because if I'm saying it's the whole day, well, what should they expect, right? So we start off in the morning. Kids get dropped off at 8:30. And we always have some snacks for the kids, because sometimes working parents, they're rushing out of work, rushing out of the house. So we always have some morning snacks. And our goal is to provide healthy snacks and food for our participants. So they get in there, we offer smoothies and fruit, right? And so after that, kids have yoga. We start off the day with yoga. After the yoga, they have a discussion circle, right? Where they get introduced to different mindfulness tools and self-awareness tools, breathing tools. That's one of the things that we're going to be focusing on at this camp, is giving kids the tools when they're feeling anxious, right? So that happens in the morning. After the yoga and the mindfulness talking circle that we have, then we go into our U.S. Constitution curriculum, right? And we talk to the kids no more than 20 minutes, right? Within those 20 minutes, we show a video, we have a brief discussion, and then after that, it's how we apply that information through play. Right? So we do a series of role plays, and the kids love the role plays. Like, for instance, the first week, the kids are going to learn about the different forms of government. And then they're going to learn about the US Revolution. And so the kids are going to have a role play about the US Revolution. So the kids are going to love that. And then after the social justice, or which this year's theme is the US Constitution, after that's done, then we have lunch, right? We'll provide some food, but kids are also encouraged to bring their own food. But in case they can't or whatever, the camp will provide some food as well. After lunch, that's when the technology aspect begins. That's where they either go into the recording studio. We usually divide the group into two, because not everyone is going to fit in the recording studio. So while some of the kids are working in the recording studio, other kids are working in doing the film, right? So the second part of the day is all about technology. It's applying what they've learned in the morning and putting it into practice through the technology. Or we're going to have art. We're also going to have another art component this year. We're going to be teaching kids. They're going to be making their own pop-up books. Are you familiar with pop-up books, Judy? So they're going to be doing their pop-up books, but they're going to be tying it to what they're learning. So every kid at the end of the summer camp will have their own portfolio of all the things that they have created, right? And parents will have the links to their videos, to their podcasts, and everything like that. So that, and then that takes us throughout the whole day. And then at the end, kids will have some time, some downtime, so they can do their reading. Several kids are required to do summer reading. So they'll have some time to do summer reading, or, you know, they'll have, we'll turn on a movie and things like that. But that happens towards the end when we're winding down, right? And then every Friday we have field trip Fridays. So Fridays, we don't have class or anything. It's all about taking the kids to the park, taking the kids to a museum so they can have fun. So that's the day in the summer camp.
Well, that is incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that. Based on my experience and my understanding of what's going on for children offerings, yours is robust, comprehensive, relevant, fun, technology. It's the best of everything. So I know it's going to be a huge success.
The camp runs all day from 8:30 to 4:30. Okay. So, and it runs all month. Starts July the 5th and it runs through July 29th. So for kids that want to participate, 8:30 to 4:30 the whole month, the cost is $800. Okay, for if kids only want to, or the parents only want to have their kids participate the whole month, but just the morning session, 8:30 to 12:30, the cost is $550. Now, if you want your kid to participate for only 1 week, all day, 8:30 to 4:30, that's $250. And for 1 week morning session, let's say from 8:30 to 12:30, that's $200. And our daily rate is $60. Let's say you just want to drop off your kid for like 2 days. So it comes out, it's $60 a day. So we're trying to make it affordable, right? And in fact, it's one of the most affordable camps in the area. I've checked. You know, I took my kids to summer camps and I would spend like almost $500 just for 1 week. You know, I'm with 2 kids. I could only afford 1 week, really, you know. So I was very mindful of that, and I wanted to make a camp that was affordable. So those are the prices. But like I said, we have scholarships, and we'll work with families. You know, I think the main thing is that we want children to participate and, you know, take advantage of all the wonderful things the camp has to offer.
Maria, I so love what you're doing. It's so important. Congratulations on the great work that you're doing in the world. So let's just say that someone sees this video and might not have children to go to your camp, but want to support the good works that you do in the world by giving a donation to your organization. How would they get in touch with you, and how might they find out more?
Holistic Strategies is partnering with the Pico Youth and Family Center, right? So the donations would go to the Pico Youth and Family Center because they're helping us facilitate this camp. You can contact me at my email is MLOYADLT@gmail.com. And I can give you information of where you can donate. Or you can contact the Pico Youth and Family Center directly, or I can connect you to the Pico Youth and Family Center. So,
awesome.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So now that we've got the particulars out of the way, we've learned about your camp, how it's different, what goes on, what are the takeaways, what are the costs, and what are the dates? It starts on July 5th through the 29th of July. Let's talk a little bit about your dream for the future of a school. And what is in your mind's eye, Maria, for the future of education and how you'd like to positively impact it?
Well, Judy, the last time we spoke, I did talk about one of my dreams. It is to create a school for kids, right? That is similar to what we're doing with a summer camp, right? That really teaches kids critical thinking, teaches kids to be mindful and self-aware, and really, and when self-awareness of their own power of creation. So many times, kids that go through life are constantly being told that they're not powerful, that they can't do this, they can't do that, right? So I want to create a school that tells them the opposite of things that they can do, right? The possibilities for them, right? So that's one of the things that I would like to see in this school of my dreams, right? A school that provides a loving environment, right? But also a school that sees parents as partners, right? Because right now parents within the school system are being pushed out. So I think the family and the parents are central, should be central partners in the education of their children. So that's the other thing, and as well as leadership skills, because I think it has to be deliberate and in the mission that we are creating the future leaders, and creating future leaders is not creating followers, right? It's is creating critical thinkers, someone that is able to see different perspectives and weigh different things, and not be afraid of doing that. Because right now, during this time, it's like there's this push to comply. There's this push to not to question, and if you question, you'll be attacked. So I think that that's not the right thing for us if we want to have our children be prepared to be leaders. They need to be able to explore different perspectives. But I think the most important thing, Judy, is the sense of unity. That, I think, is the most important thing. Transcending any kind of differences. Now, I'm not saying assimilation. What I'm saying is celebrating our uniqueness, but also understanding that at the end of the day, we are one. We are all human beings, right? And when we come together as human beings, we could be so much more powerful, right? Because I feel like we have to really push against this whole effort of putting us into boxes, through identity politics. And it's not to say that we don't explore that. We don't explore what it's like, what is it like to be a Mexican? What is it like to be Black, Asian, white? I think that's important, but I don't think that we should stay stuck there. I think that it's important to teach our children, how do we transcend, all of these differences that make us unique, but what brings us together, what unifies us, right? So that's one of the elements that I would like to see in the school of the future, or thinking of creating a school like that, right? And so those are some of the elements that exist in the social justice and mindfulness summer camp, but I want to see that expand, throughout.
Well, Maria, let it be said that on July 2nd, 2022, that you have spoken into creation
Yes.
the future of education. And I am here to attest to it, to support you, to celebrate it. So you have brought it into fruition. It is a reality. Your summer camp is just a sweet inkling and a peek at what it can be. And I celebrate you. I am here to support you. And also, this is the first series in a podcast that I'm calling Emergent Education. And Maria, I'd love to have you on as a guest anytime. I've already got some people that I want. I hadn't told you about this yet, but I was inspired by how powerful you are and what a leader you are amongst our future leaders. And I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your heart and your brilliance. And is there something that you'd like to leave our audience with before we say goodbye?
Well, I just want to thank you, Judy, for doing what you do. Thank you for all of the work that you have done and the impact that you've had on all the families and all the children. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Well, thank you, Maria. I'll leave all your information. This will be on YouTube, and we're going to distribute it on all our platforms. Good luck in your summer camp.